Welcome everybody to the live stream here on lichess and Twitch. We're good. What's up? We've got audio, video, lots of love for you guys today. Not known for my quotes, Scared Knight. I have a bad memory. Can't even remember my own quote. I can't even remember other people's quotes, let alone my own. What's up, guys? So, we are using setup number 2. Trying to avoid the glare. Alright. We're going to take challenges 5+3. Only 5+3 to keep it simple, just one-time control. 5+3 casual. Got challenges from Virat, Scared Knight. To get some new players today. Guys, don't forget to check out the Discord and YouTube channels. I've got the links in there. Mira. WJ Loof is here. Fridays off. Alright. I'm easy to beat, so take it easy on me. WJ Loof, thank you for the donation, 500 bits. Hopefully everything's working. Yesterday I had some... Wow, I'm like the frost miser. I had some problems with the communication between Password Manager and OBS yesterday. Everything's straightened out now. It seems to be working alright. I don't normally play this move order. Astrobate, what is that? What is Chess Improver? Do I want to know? Watch out for Astrobate's links. You never know what's in there. Alright, I'm just kidding. He's pretty reliable. WJ Live for the very generous donation, getting us started Friday. I love Fridays. It's the only time I have like half a day off. So I enjoy my half day off Friday nights. Something to look forward to. Astrobate, who is that? I have a lot of enemies, Astrobay. People who engage in foot-kicking wars under the table. There have been some ugly incidences. So I never know who we're talking about. Alright, I've had a number of games similar to this. Oh, Nigel Davies? He talks about me? What? Now you got something confused, Astrobate. That's why we love you, man. You're mixing a little bit of everything. Alright. Sounds good to me, but doesn't make sense. I have played Astrobate with Nigel Davies, but it wasn't at the Boylston Chess Club. Something is messed up. You're mixing things, man. You're mixing different things. It's alright, man. It'll be alright when the smoke clears. You'll be okay. No one flags me. Not in over-the-board chess. Very few games have I ever lost on time. But at least having a lost position on the board. It did happen to me in Harkine. But it was a very difficult position to save a couple years ago. No, Asper, you've got two things. You're kind of like having a daydream and mixing things together. Nigel Davies probably doesn't remember me, because we only played like in the last century. You're confusing Nigel Davies with someone from the Boylston Chess Club. But I mean, that's something that comes with experience, W.J. Loof. Looks like I'm getting ambushed here. Just keeps flowing. Do you ever take time to think, Virat Carlson? Seems really strong for 1800. Just quick. I think he's got knight g5 now. I have to keep an eye on knight g5. Could be strong right away. Yeah, WJ Loof. I grew up playing chess in tournaments where there were no digital clocks, so it gives me a kind of unique perspective that a lot of younger players don't have. Sort of stabilized situation here. I would think Virat Carlson would easily be over 2000. Maybe he makes tactical blunders or something. Fundamentally, his game is very, very quick and no obvious mistakes. Damn, Masturbate, you got a huge... huge difference there. An unknown USCF expert versus a grandmaster. Just a minor difference. Tim Henke and Nigel Davies. Sorry, Nigel. Alright. Your dongers. There's all kinds of insanity there. Knight takes e5 check. I don't know. Why would I get involved in wild tactics with a player that I can outplay slowly, strategically? It doesn't make sense, you know. I'll sit here, start trying to outcalculate this guy when I've got him slowly strangled. That's a complicated variation. I mean, I'm not gonna risk like miscalculating something when I have a solid little edge. Generally, I miss things tactically, and this player's gonna have a much higher chance of beating me if I try something fancy like knight e5. I looked at it, but it doesn't look that simple. He could sack the exchange. Knight takes e5. Knight takes e5. If you're looking with a computer, it's probably pretty obvious that's a good move. But if you're not using a computer, it's not so obvious. What is this? G5? I can't believe how aggressive he is. Wow. What? Never get mated with the knight on f8. Who's 39? Aronian is moving to the US. What? Probably he's not happy with the political situation there in Armenia. Pretty crazy stuff going on. Actually, I saw yesterday they're asking for the president to step down. It's probably not the best place to be right now. Well, I mean, the army is asking the Armenian president to step down. That was in the news yesterday. So he's accusing them of a coup. It's beyond just Armenia versus Azerbaijan. They have a lot of internal problems. All right, Scared Knight is up next. I hope he doesn't move to St. Louis. We were kind of friendly a long time ago, but I haven't seen him in years. I haven't seen Levant since more than 10 years ago. Yeah, don't move to St. Louis. He could live anywhere. No need to go to St. Louis for some billionaire. He's got plenty of money, probably. Oh, acerbate. We know we don't love money here. I despise St. Louis chess. I don't think you're missing much. My father was a traveling salesman. He didn't have much positive about St. Louis except for obviously the jazz music. It's like got the highest crime rate of any city in the United States. Next to like Camden, New Jersey. Probably. The city of my birth. I'm sure some others are out there. It's definitely in the top 5, probably. Not a place I would want to live or even visit. Sladgy born in Camden. Crime capital of the United States. Scared Knights use 3 seconds for the whole game. 3 seconds. Okay, I had several games with other players in similar positions. This is a famous line that there was some really good player who played this with white. I don't remember who it was. Smyslov, maybe? Smyslov's been getting a bad rap around here lately. I don't remember. Aquarium in Camden, relatively new. I guess that's since I was a little kid. There was no aquarium when I was a little kid. We used to go to the planetarium in Trenton. That was our big school. Maybe the Philadelphia Zoo. Those are our 2 biggest field trips. Spreading evil lies. Vera Carlson. Spreader of falsehoods. Fake news. You believe anything that FIDE says, right? What evidence do you have to support that theory? Just the FIDE website? That's not... I told you before, I don't understand. Like, there's a lot of people whose birth date is wrong in FIDE. They never saw my passport. That's no sort of evidence. That wouldn't hold up in court, Virat Carlson. That's just your own personal theory. You're gonna need like a passport or some sort of official document. Pawn takes. I mean, that's standard. Pierre Carlson, again, your facts are wrong. I didn't play poker earlier before my 25 poker years. It's within that time, you know. Gotta get your facts right, buddy. Facts are important. I stopped playing chess between 2008 and 2016, and played just poker in that time. I basically stopped playing chess completely, almost completely. Not prior to my chess time. Gotta get the facts right. Facts are people too. Facts are people too. So what are we doing here? B4? Hmm. Is it just me, or does Scared Knight seem outrageously strong? I don't understand how he's 2009 in Bullet. We've been having these weird rating disparities that don't make sense. Like people that are ultra fast that are 2000 in Bullet. Doesn't make a lot of sense. He's played a perfect game. I'm probably gonna lose this. I didn't invent this exchange sacrifice. The basic idea is borrowed from that game I can't remember. Smislav or someone very strong. He's like twice as fast as me. I mean, Bullet just requires you to be a good player and fast. Mouse skills are important, but you still have to be strong. I'm just not fast enough to play with you, I don't think. You're just too strong, too fast. I give up, dude. I can't play this. This is too strong. It's like a perfect game by Black. Nah, I'm lost. You're stronger than me, dude. Alright, next game. Morales is up. Too strong for me, buddy. Sorry. I shouldn't have dared to try and play an exchange sacrifice against this guy. Morales isn't here. He is here. Is that all we're going to play? Unsound Gambits Day? What is it? Everybody has to play like crazy gambits, or not like something useful. It's such a waste of time. I want to get some kind of theoretical, you know, position I can actually play someday in a real game. Like, no one plays Vajarwitz. It's absolutely useless for me to play against that. This is sort of maybe one day in the rest of my life, there'll be one game. Maybe once in my life someone will play the Budapest Gambit in a tournament game. But that variation I just played with that guy is useless. Real players don't play the Fajarowitz. I'll never have a tournament game in my life in that opening. I'll never be able to put that to any value. Alice, what are you doing? I know way more theory than you. You don't know me too well, Kakatiri. The opening is the weakest part of my game. I know way less theory than most title players. I play a lot of different openings, but my depth isn't too much. I would probably be a GM if I was good at openings. If I knew a lot of opening theory, I could have become a GM. I'm pretty sure. But I never studied enough. I never really put in the work. I was always lazy to memorize a lot of, hours and hours and hours of theory. I don't, I like it, but I never wanted to put in that much time. No, I'm pretty good in defense, endgame, strategic play. Because I did in openings as well as a lot of players, I think it made me a stronger defensive player. I just keep playing the same line against this guy. I really gotta stop just playing into the favorite lines. Your Dongers. Yeah, of course I play there. He's younger than me, but we played several times. 2 or 3, I can't remember. Maybe just twice. The strongest part of your game, hitting the resign button? Rouse, I think you have a kind of obsession going on. Am I in trouble if I do this? Probably. What about bishop a7? I don't know. Yeah, I like Tom. He's a good guy. They took his bomb cloud away. Felt bad about that. That's not right. I mean, Tom's been supporting lichess for a long time. They should be a little more respectful to the people that have been on here. I disagree with the admins for that. Morales, do you ever try to play just a little bit more sort of stably? Do you have to go crazy every game? I guess my question is, do you have to be like all or nothing every single game? Psycho attacking? Only knows one way. You resigned? You're allowing F4, F5? I didn't even see it. You know, if you hadn't resigned, I wouldn't have seen it. I don't like pushing that pawn. I was about to play E4, but I was having second thoughts about that because of F5. So this is a blunder. Yeah, he's having trouble getting that maneuver he wanted to play and being able to play D6. So this has been played, but I feel like I did something wrong. Well, this has actually been played by Rami Sofer. He's an Israeli grandmaster, but I don't think he plays anymore. I remember him playing here in Budapest in the 90s. Queen H4. He seemed kind of strange. He was like pacing around into the walls and stuff during his games. Queen H4. Bishop A7. So you did have an in-between move here. I was afraid of that. I didn't think it worked though. Holy crap. Why can't I play H3? I mean, obviously I would play H3. Queen E4. So you missed that. Very typical Morales move. Bishop D4, D6, and now you got your, so you got what you wanted in that setup. Yeah, I'm getting ambushed by these guys who play their Budapest gambit. Actually, I beat Tom Bartel with the Budapest gambit on my stream once. I almost never play it, but I played it against him because, he's kind of a positional player. I thought it would be something to mess him up a little bit. All right. We played one of these variations. Somehow I beat him. So the only requirement to play me is a 5+3 challenge, casual, and that you have 100 rated games. I don't want to play like accounts that were just created, that are brand new. People trying to troll me or whatever. I played all different stuff with white. Tom played D4 against me. He plays mostly D4. I played more D4 with white. I can't remember the second game I played with Bartel. I remember the first time I beat him. I was having a bad tournament and I was drinking a lot. So I was a little bit drunk when I played that game against him. I remember I was black in a BOGO. The other game I can't remember, it was in the 2002 US Open. But he was like lower rated back then. Maybe 2300. He's stronger now. Alright. Panos is giving up his dark square bishop here. Not really any justification for that. Though I've done similar stuff at times myself. he gets in b4. Not really a big deal. B-Jock, you lost your challenge? Yeah, I noticed the thing. It used to keep them in order. There's been a little bit of trouble with that lately. If someone challenges first and then gets knocked to the bottom of the list, let me know. Want to keep it in the proper order, preferably. Yeah, Antonio, you keep ambushing me when I'm not really like awake yet. If I had a little bit more time to think about what I'm doing there, I mean, I didn't play you like the first game of the stream, I would probably come up with something a little more interesting. But the game start, it's kind of like my simuls. Like the game start, and I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing in the first couple of moves, and then I'm just instinctively going to that e3 line. I don't know why. I don't really like it that much. I don't know why I'm intuitively playing e3 against the Budapest. I'm just like playing something, and I'm doing it, but as I said last time, I like bishop f4 better, and I like the knight h3 line I played against you better. This is my least favorite variation for white. This is pretty irritating, actually, what this guy is doing here. He traded off a lot of pieces and then goes for this queenside pawn advance. And I don't really know, what to do. Maybe I can counter with d5 in the center somehow. This is a really just boring position where black doesn't have much activity. White doesn't really have that much either. It's ugly. If this was the extent that I, could play positions like this in chess, I would quit chess probably. That's why it's a pretty boring position, honestly. The English is not that interesting. I played it a lot, but particularly after trading another piece off with bishop g5, the position becomes very technical. I'm gonna have to go for a kingside pawn advance. I mean, that's all I've got. This is a little bit weakening. But I mean, as I said to you before, Antonio, it seems like that line's also defensible for black. Yeah, the Budapest is playable. And Scared Knight is trying to defend his Fajarowicz variation. But maybe Scared Knight can tell me why no strong players play the Fajarowicz. I mean, because it sucks, it just like gives white like a clear disadvantage. Not even like Mamadjarov will play that, You can get away with it, but you'll never get away with it in tournament games against IMs and GMs. Maybe in Blitz, maybe against players under 2200 in tournament games, but you'd never be able to play that against titled players in tournament games. Why waste your time and not learn a real opening? I mean, if you have no intention ever to play in a tournament, I guess that's understandable. I mean, as something like you played once in a while, I understand. But to only play, and someone on sound pissed me off the same way. Like, why is he wasting his time playing a dubious opening all the time, and that's his only opening? Wow, he's actually sacrificing the exchange here. The knight g4 variation is Well, I guess, all you want to do is play online Blitz against 1900 players. That's reasonable. But you're never going to grow. Now, White is really just focusing on playing fast. Some compensation, but not enough. He doesn't even have a pawn for the exchange. I imagine that White could put up some resistance here. You can be like Hans Niemann and just like play in tournaments all over the world pretending that COVID doesn't exist. I think it's kind of irresponsible, personally. Wow, maybe White has enough comp based on G6 weakness. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into it. Bijak is from Serbia, and Hans was playing over there. But I think it's just irresponsible for everybody. Those guys don't have any masks. We've had this discussion on my stream before. I don't even understand. They're hosting tournaments in Budapest. I mean, the law says you're supposed to have like a 14-day quarantine or something when you arrive from another country. I very seriously doubt that the players coming for the tournaments here are getting a 14-day quarantine before they start playing. I'm going to have to sack the exchange back. Dude, this guy is all over me. No, I think it's not right. I mean, Hungary is having a horrible... We're in the middle of a horrible third wave of COVID now, with like hundreds and hundreds of deaths every day, thousands of cases. For them to be hosting chess tournaments, it's a disgrace, honestly. But, these people who organize the tournaments, that's how they make a living. But honestly, if everything else is closed, if casinos are closed and restaurants are closed, and the catering businesses are going out of business because they can't even do their job, to host chess tournaments is pretty messed up. We're a loser. We love fake news here. Well, I mean, vaccinations are going to take a long time for that to have an effect. You got to be patient. I don't know anybody here that's been vaccinated except for like one person. Only like one of my friends that I know of has been vaccinated. Of course, I didn't do a poll, but the rollout in Hungary is it's really bad. I mean, I got some advertisements to play some tournaments in Czech Republic in the summer. I mean, that's kind of a fantasy. Yeah, here, like, maybe the healthcare workers and some people in old folks' homes have been vaccinated. Exactly. It's going to take months to vaccinate everybody. And even then, like, half the people won't get vaccinated because of conspiracy theories or whatever. But anyway, I started talking about playing in tournaments, and I don't really condone the people that are doing that, but it's their decision. I played in a tournament in October, so I Jesus. Check this guy out. What? He's 1784? Wow. He's 1784. 1800 in bullet. He's unbeatable. He's actually unbeatable. Detroit is #1. They should have the U.S. Chess Hall of Fame and Center in Detroit. St. Louis is not nearly the worst. Yeah, I mean, this guy is... Come on. He played like a genius to save this game. Maybe I have a mate. Whatever, man. I mean, this guy played an insanely good game. 1800, right? What's the CPL for white? He made some mistakes. Be a lot higher rated than 1800 if you could play that well every game. 17 CPL, 7 accuracies, no mistakes, no blunders. Yeah. Standard 17, 1800. Alright, hey, it's Miro. That's why I don't play rated games. I'd be like 2100 now. Alright, hey, it's Miro. I'm lucky if I have a plus score today. Just a second. Let's see if we can get to a plus score today. He was never... Just when I thought he was going to make some mistakes, he kept coming back, like saving moves. Alright. Need some water. Let's go. Alright, Mr. Miro. What are we going to do with you? Try to trick him. What do you do if you're playing the Ross Limo and someone plays A6 against you? It is hard to talk and play at the same time. But that, you know, I can't do anything about it if my opponent doesn't make any mistakes. People who are 17, 1800 make mistakes. I make mistakes. To have just inaccuracies in a fairly long blitz game. Although, you know, he did trade a lot of pieces early. I'm not going to submit that game to lichess and say he's a computer. But if he played a lot of games like that, I would say, yeah. He's probably using an engine. But maybe it was just a good game. But you do get paranoid after a while. But I agree, it takes a little bit off my strength. Like, I can probably get over 2600. But I have to really, really concentrate if I want to do that. I'm not a bad Blitz player in my peak when I'm not fast, but I am strong when I'm in form and I'm in practice. And if I wasn't streaming and I wasn't talking about the games and stuff, I think I can get over 2600. But it would take work. I'd have to really try, which I hate really trying. You know, that's like a job. There's a lot of streamers who do streams like, oh, going for 2600. You know, I could do that. But just no time. Queen a4. This is an interesting move. Defending e4. Wow. Stopping b5. Creative. So he's trying to force bishop b5. That's hilarious. I could sack the exchange. Knight c6, bishop b5 takes. Queen takes a8, knight takes e4. Kind of fun variation. Do you have another suggestion here, by the way? He's crazy. I'm also highly streaky, so if I was to play seriously, fully concentrated, you get into a sort of zone. So I was thinking sacking the exchange here. Is it a little too fancy, maybe? Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the idea of maneuvering knight a7 in most cases. I think I'm going to make an exception here. Rapport's favorite move, one of Rapport's favorite moves, by the way. Ricard. I think he likes to play knight a7 just to be weird. Or knight a2. He had this thing going on in those Jababa systems for a little while, where he was just playing it. Hey troll. Fastest chess 960 player in the world. Queen c2. And now my knight is on a stupid square. Alright, suck it up. But I made you play the old Indian with white. Haha. Made you play the old Indian. Alright. Yes, I know my knight sucks. He's playing a little more aggressively than d3 though, going for e5. It's probably justified. It is great that it's Friday, though. I'm very happy about that. Letting me get in knight f4. Now bishop d1. Exclamation point. Do you like my knight on a7? How do you feel about that? Reminds me of one of Astrobate's games where he could have played like bishop f3, traded off his powerful bishop, and then focused on d4. I don't know. This is a tough one. You could take with a knight. Damn. I was really hoping he would take with a knight there. Now we've got knight on a7. So what do I do? Do I bring it back here? Try to reorganize? I feel like I'm basically playing the St. George now. St. George with knight a7. Lucas, thanks for following. Hunter McQueen following. It's Kieran for following. Thank you guys for following. Bishop g5. I am not interested in trading off my dark squared bishop. I guess it wouldn't be that bad. You know, I do need to develop here. You know? I don't like doing this, but it's like take, knight c3. I think I'm okay. I've got f6 breaks too. I could have played that. In a different state of mind, I might have even played f6. But I have to be very confident and warmed up. Lichess has become more superior every day. Well, I mean, there's so many strong players now. When I first started playing, there were almost none. So in that respect, it's better. Although, you know, it's not just about good players. There are a lot more features. Will you let me get my knight off of a7, man? Will you just shut up, man? Solid play by Miro. Just shut up, man. Blundered. I didn't even mean it. It was an accident. I'm sorry. I did not plan that cheapo. Accidental cheapo. I was trying for another threefold repetition. Now the knight must rejoin. It's going to be like that last game. You know, that game that was a draw, that was the weirdest thing, right? The guy with 7 inaccuracies, no mistakes. He lost the exchange at one point. I mean, that's pretty striking. I forgot about that. He had lost the exchange. And it was sound like exchange sacrifice. Happy Gilmore. But David Gilmore? I never had anybody say that. It's interesting. It's Kieran Snu here. What's up? Queen e3. Alright, we are going to get this knight off of a7. When I get around, whenever I get around to it. When you got a bad piece like that, try to make it, you know, focus. Don't just be like, oh, we'll do it tomorrow. Because a lot of times this sort of piece loses games. It's been on a7 since like move 5 or whatever. And if it doesn't get into the game, I'm going to be a piece down. So this is a problem. b5, knight a4, knight c5. And I can't get it off of there. Yay! The knight's not on a7 anymore. I'm good at... Alright, I can't believe this. Damn it. You have a tactical trick? He's got f6. Knight h4, which I completely missed. Pawn takes e5. Here we go again. I'm going to have to sacrifice back in exchange again. Pawn takes e5, knight g6, queen f6. Where am I going to put my queen? Queen f7. Wait. Knight h4, f6, knight g6. Knight h4, f6, knight h4, duh. Takes, knight g6. Okay, whatever. We'll try it. He has knight h4. He has to play it. Now I'm going to give back the exchange again. Computer would never do that. It'll be like rook f7. He missed it. Last game I gave back the exchange in English. Seemed wrong. Yeah, but he's moving his king out in the center. Why are you moving your king out in the center? I guess he wants to clear g5. His king isn't safe. You personally got praised by IM many times. Who? Astrobate? Thank you guys for following. Don't forget to check out the Discord and YouTube channels. Haha. That's what I learned that from my, like, 11-year-old son. Very mature. Fort your pieces. You didn't like chess until lockdown, now I play every day. I used to think chess was checkers, you just like took the other pieces. Learn something new every day. Yeah, it was boring until I learned the rules. Alright, Praying Mantis. I wonder if knight h4 was still game for you there, Mira. But that was a little too experimental. Like, I take you out of book with a6, you're immediately launching on the queen a4. We'll play another weird line. I was surprised by Miro's knight f6, queen a4. Why didn't you just play e5? It's a sort of Alpin c3 Sicilian. This could be another one. Tom actually says that. Uh-oh. Maybe my chair just went. Hopefully not. It made a very strange popping sound that I don't like, though. If your chair makes a strange popping sound it's never made before, that's not a good sign, and you should take it for a checkup. It reminds me of the time that my chair broke in the Hungarian Teen Championship. That was very embarrassing. Cheap plastic office chairs. It just totally collapsed. Very little chance of a lawsuit here in Hungary, too. It's not like the US where you can, like, just sue everybody for everything. It's a lot more dangerous being, like, a cyclist or pedestrian for that reason, too. People are a lot less careful about killing pedestrians and cyclists with their cars and stuff. As bad as lawsuits and lawyers can be, those things exist for a reason. Luckily, I didn't have to consult an injury lawyer for my chair collapse in the Hungarian Team Championship. But just saying, if that happened, I would have been in trouble. Yeah, Hungarian drivers are the worst. I have a German friend, they're very serious about driving in Germany. The Autobahn, high performance cars. He lives here, he's like, oh my god. Hungarian drivers are the worst. But if you think about it, it makes sense. The average person didn't have a car here until like late 80s, 90s. They just don't have as much culture for driving. I would be very careful when I'm, like in the United States, I would like cross the street illegally and stuff. You gotta be careful here. Alright, anyway, so my chair accident. Looks like we're alright for now. Yeah, that's a problem, Dongers. Don't tell my opponent that. This happened to me in the Budapest Spring Festival 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I played a little kid. I played e4, c5, knight f3, queen c7 against him. He knew like 20 moves of theory and every other variation of the Sicilian, but he didn't know anything about what he was doing when I played queen c7. And I let him like transpose me back into a mainline Sicilian where he knew exactly what he was doing. It was a complete disaster. This little kid who was 2100, and he has a completely winning position. I get up, I like walk around, I'm like, oh my god, I'm an idiot, I'm gonna lose in 5 moves. And he couldn't execute a 2-move combination, like this very obvious piece sacrifice. It was a miracle. I only lost like 4 rating points for a draw or something. Yeah, I don't play the Taimanov and I don't know the theory here. So queen c7 is a problem. This is why I don't play this much. There was a couple of traps after knight c3. If you play e6, there was a game d4, cd4, knight b5, Satovsky versus Berkash, and it's just like lights out, black's busted. a6 also is terrible after d4, cd, knight d5. There's all kinds of problems, so you have to transpose to the Taimanov. This this variation, you know, is really like useless. But I've won a couple of games like bluffing people, basically. Playing e6 even though I know it's refuted. That's what I did on move 3 primarily. I'll just play this. I play e6 here and pray that my opponent doesn't know d4, cd4, knight b5. Berkish actually didn't lose against Satovsky, which is weird. I literally have no idea what this is. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, maybe this is normal. Yeah, he's supposed to play knight a4. I mean, it's a very, very old variation, isn't it? Like, Portish played this with black. Karpov might have games. Is it knight a4? Is that the right position? Well, unfortunately, I don't know. I never played the Taimanov, really. Or whatever this is. I'm not crazy about this, though. This doesn't seem great. No, I mean, I don't know how bad f3 is, realistically. Where is the refutation? It's probably not that bad. It's difficult to see a forward plan. I guess he's going to go here. I could play b5 after f3. I mean, maybe if I retreat my bishop, he plays f4. So I guess he's just going to play like a3. I don't like my dark squares here. This doesn't seem great. So just knight c6, queen c6, e5 with a French-like position. It's probably okay for white. He saw that. Amazing. I think he's listening to the stream. Oh, wait, it's probably better. Yeah. This is pretty risky. No, white is not 1400. Clearly. There's a lot of that going around lately. I mean, seriously, dude. $1,400. Dude, I don't understand how you can be 1400. Why do you do this every time? Play like a master, and you're 1400. Yeah, that's totally inappropriate, troll. I won't tolerate any sort of discrimination here. Alright. This is unbelievable. White is 1400. Should I just resign? Let's just resign, make a statement. You're not 1400. Like, who are you fooling? I'm just gonna resign. I mean, the play here is ridiculously strong. Why are you, trolling me, like, with this 1400 count? I'm not gonna play you anymore, seriously. Either you're using an engine, or someone else is playing on, like, multiple players are playing one account. This is unacceptable, alright? I accept if I'm playing like a master strength player, but I'm not gonna play you anymore. It's outrageous how strong white is here. I don't know why you're master strength 1400, but it's not cool. And I don't accept it if you're a subscriber to my stream. If you're not a subscriber, you're just a completely random person. I mean, how can you possibly explain yourself that you're 1400 and you're playing like God with white, It's unacceptable. Why do you waste my time with this? Seriously. Why do people have to, like, use, get help here? Why don't you just play for yourself? You can't be 1400 and play like a master. It's absurd. That's like 1200 FIDE. It's a long story, Dongers. You might want to analyze a lot of those games. He crushed me before. It's not the first time it's happened. Yeah, WJ Loop, sorry. Unfortunately, I wish all people were respectful. Alright, Suma here. I try not to tolerate any kind of discrimination. Dude, you have a right to be mad. Totally understandable. But I don't want to tolerate any sort of discrimination against anybody here, so I didn't notice it right away. I don't want to play any more 1400s who play like masters. That's the second time that account like blew me away like it was a master. Even though they've lost most of the games, they're all very suspicious. Almost every game is exceedingly close. And I beat them by the tiniest of margins, which shouldn't happen with a player that is 1,000 rating points lower than me. I don't appreciate anybody cheating. I'm not trying to you know, like shame anyone. But I've been around a long time, and I can tell the difference between a 1400 and a master strength player. No, I think it's like either more than one player playing on one account, or they're using selective, you know, help. Some people don't cheat like straight up, just cheat all the time. They just selectively cheat, you know, to kind of help them out during the games. They're not using the engine on every single move. They think of it as a way of helping themselves train. Like, I'm just gonna, you know, use the computer to kind of help me learn. I can learn how it, you know, how it plays and incorporate that into my play or something. You know, and I'll still lose most of the games I play with this player, but I'll be able to, you know, kind of look more respectable or something. If your rating is 1400, there's no way you're crushing me in a game. Like, I might blunder a piece and lose the game with some sort of outright mistake, but there's no way I'm getting like flat out crushed by people who are 1400. That's a dead giveaway. Why would you cheat? That's the question. Why? In an unrated game with no prizes at stake, I think people have low self-esteem, and they want to like be accepted. In a lot of cases, they're not bad people. They just want attention. They want, you know, they want to be seen as successful. It's stupid, you know. I put in the hard work. I sucked at first. I played hundreds and thousands of games with masters till I got better and better. And I've never cheated in a single game, not even with like one move. I mean, that's why it pisses me off when people cheat, because people like me have put in a lot of work to get where we are, and you're like, the worst is when masters cheat for me. You know, when I've seen grandmasters cheat, played against grandmasters who cheated. You're new to chess relatively. I'm 1100 and not great. I've had one or two games with very high accuracy and I was accused of cheating. Should I be worried? Oh, that guy? But why would... He probably got, like, banned for being abusive or something. He was very rude in the tournament chat on Sunday. I think I knew who that is. It's a very pleasant person, I thought. Their account was closed? What are you saying, by the way? But I mean, that doesn't mean he cheated or anything. It means he closed his account. He created an account and he closed it, probably. A lot of people voluntarily, I can click on a button and close my account. You know, like disposable accounts. They just create a new account for that week and then they close it down. He wasn't a computer or anything, but he was a highly weird guy. Yeah, honestly, Cockatier, your ratings are very, very skewed. I would be suspicious of your account too. I think he's reasonable to be suspicious of your account. But that's up to lichess to decide if they think you're suspicious for some reason. I wouldn't take it personally if random people make accusations. A lot of people do that. Just every game because they lost. But it doesn't matter what some people said, That's irrelevant. Some people's automatic reaction is everybody's cheating. Hey, what's up, Schieberspieler? You can still find the games of those closed accounts. Yeah, I mean, that guy they were talking about, his account is closed, but he wasn't cheating. I played him. He was berserking every game and playing badly, but he's like super fast. He was like a really good bullet player, just based solely on speed. But like volatile and reckless and horrible chess. He was 2500 solely because he was fast. Decent tactically, but mainly fast. But he was rude, and he made accusations against one of our players who I've played hundreds of games with. I think I know who it is, but I'm not going to reveal because I'm not 100% certain. What's up, Schieber? By the way, there is a team battle this Sunday again. There's going to be 4 teams with Chess Insanity. Schieber's hosting a tournament after this. Now, I'm not happy with the chess I'm playing today. Kind of stodgy, boring, closed positions. I need some inspiration. I don't have the inspiration. Here's an inspired move. Uh-oh. Another troll? Any advice for chat, for openings, for beginners? He's probably an Eric Rosen fan. He's not a troll. No, I'm anti-Rosen openings. It's nothing, it's Eric Rosen's opening. His YouTube channel became very popular. So a lot of people believe him and think like these openings are great. He's good at marketing himself. Stafford Gambit is not playable at a real level, so you should just stop immediately. If you want to be a good chess player, forget about that. London system is playable until a point, but you want to graduate beyond that as you get to be a little stronger. Troll, because you're not sure. All right. I'm sure why you got muted. You were homophobic comments, and if you do it again, you're going to be permanently banned from the stream. Any sort of discrimination is going to be resulting in a ban from the stream permanently. Again, I don't know how much more we can spell it out. Bishop takes e4, I'm winning a pawn. I've been miscounting lately. Bishop e4, knight e4, rook f1, queen e4. White has some compensation. Yeah, I'm not a proponent of Eric Rosen's videos and openings. He tries to market himself so he can make a connection and get a lot of hits from mostly kids, teaching them easy to learn openings. But I think that, by playing something like the Stafford Gambit, you're probably holding yourself back. You're playing a bad opening. He's promoting a patently unsound opening to people because it's like good YouTube. he gets good YouTube hits from that. I mean, you guys can challenge me. There's only 8 challenges in the list right now. It's a winning endgame for black. One pawn you could probably survive, but 2's too much. Good here, you know, technique by Sumer to centralize the king as quickly as possible. If your pawns weren't all on white squares and you're only down 1, I would say there's a chance you can survive this endgame. This is a perfect situation for like bishop versus knight to be like superior, but there's no way you're going to hold up all my pawns here. Wow, we got too many challenges. I have an hour left to play, a little over an hour. So don't anybody else challenge. There's no way I'm getting beyond the challenges we have. I mean, I'm not even getting to the challenges we have. Too many. Welcome everyone to the stream. Check out the YouTube video chess training at YouTube. You've waited really long, unhappy face. Well, Bijak, you know, I feel like you play a really aggressive game. A little bit like Morales in that respect, that you're kind of like almost too uncompromising. Gotta be a little more careful not to overextend yourself. I feel like you overextended yourself. March 26th is also Friday. Aspie, what are you talking about? Okay, I don't really know this line too well. Knight h5 right away. I'm supposed to play g3. Again, my knowledge of theory in the Makagana variation. I thought he's supposed to play queen e8 here. Isn't this a blunder? So EF, GF, knight takes e5, knight takes g3. So that's not so simple. No, I can't remember. I don't think the challenge is beyond Kakatiri. I've got challenges from Kieran, Giblet, Van. Oh, that's not happening. Savan Lauschka is not happening. 25 games. Silly China. Legit. Brian. 4+5. Brian, you have the wrong time control. We got to clean up these challenges a little bit. There was a 25 game player there. You hear the fish tank? I don't know. There's a fan. No fish tanks. I've got you probably hear my fan. I had to cancel one challenge from a 2400 Blitz. He had a 1400 rating with a 2400 rating, and also only 25 games. All right, that's not happening. If you're sketchy, I'm not gonna play you. No, I mean Silly China is fine. These are fine. Brian challenged me the wrong time control. There was just one game that was weird, and there was a rated challenge. And I'm tired of playing 1400s who play like masters. At least be like 1900 if you're gonna play like a master. At least be close, you know. Not like 14 or 1500. I can accept a 1900 playing like a master. Knight e6, bishop e6, pawn e6. Right? Can I play? I donated $5. It's not a lot, I'm poor, but it's very generous. Parahumanoid. Are you in the list? Gregor, you cancel your challenge. Someone on sound is late. You are late. So we had a $5 donation from someone. But Parahumanoid, where's your challenge? What's your name on lichess? You probably already said it, but I didn't see. Parahumanoid. Well, as long as you have 100 games and you donate another $100, I'll play you now. Well, I mean, I can be bought. I can be bought for $5. All right. I live in Eastern Europe. I'm familiar with the concept of corruption. I'm going to play as many challenges in the next hour as I can. An engine is another word for a chess playing program. It's a modern word for chess playing program, for lack of a better explanation. Yeah, that's like a totally reasonable question. I mean, someone the other day asked me what a line was. A lot of these like chess words, you know, who would know what that is unless someone told you? You know, maybe I ought to seriously consider taking this pawn on e5. He has a discovery, but okay. You know, it is pretty important pawn. Queen e5, knight e4, unfortunately. But after I castle, it might be possible. So in other words, rook d8, queen e5. We don't have to like throw away the option of queen e5 anymore. I mean, this becomes a legitimate option. Down to a minute here. Yeah, chess terminology is confusing. It's also arbitrary. Names of the openings are fairly arbitrary. He played e4. Now what do I do? Queen f4 or something? This was a pretty smart move. Is my queen gonna get trapped? Queen e5, knight d5, and my queen is trapped in mid-board. That's pretty sick. My queen is trapped in mid-board. Why am I doing this? Fat Fritz is controversial. Yeah. That's a scam, man. But ChessBase has been scamming for years. I pretty much finished with them as a customer about 10 years ago. Wow. It's like hanging his rook. Alright. Fiber. TGB bet. Flibber, sorry. What's up, man? Thanks for playing. Scandinavia, something interesting. You never get the John Bartholomew defense. But at least it's fun. You know, I mean, the Scandinavian is you know, you play it with black and you know that it's not really correct because black's opening the position from the first move with a disadvantage of the first move. But if you like open positions, it's a great opening. You guarantee it will not be a completely closed game. It's a very good choice against players who like closed games. So, anyway. You give ChessBase $6 a month? Ask me, why would you do something like that? $6 a month? For what? Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly getting closed Sicilians, Vienna game. A lot of people like that stuff. Dongers. Closed Sicilian is the worst. I mean, I respect it. It's correct. It's not the Stafford Gambit, but it's like stylistically not my favorite. It's painful to play against the closed Sicilians sometimes, especially in Blitz. I like tactics in open positions in fast games, and it's just really a drag to get super closed positions. You know, tactics are easier than strategic play, I think. Therefore, I am. Oh, you paid for some analysis. Oh, you bought Stockfish. You bought Stockfish from ChessBase? That was nice of them to sell you that. What am I going to do with this guy? This is kind of a funny position. He's going to play what? Alright. I can be talked into castling kingside. I didn't want to. Six. That's basically what I do, troll. Do you have a problem with that? I work for 50 cents an hour. I could have like 1,000 viewers if I streamed on the evil chess site. But I don't. I can't do that, you know, I just can't sell out like that. I'd rather be poor than sell out. Maybe I should just play, speaking of selling out, maybe I should just play c4. I'm in better in this ending if he trades. I could have played bishop takes c3 before. Been slightly better. Oh man, that's the worst. Lichess, yeah, limited game analysis. But the worst part about it is, I like lichess for the most part. This is really stupid. So like, if you analyze your own games, you can analyze more games for free. But if you're analyzing other players' games, the limit is like half as much or something. Like what? Who came up with that theory? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Whose game it was? Like, Astrobait's right. He wants to see if people are cheating against him, so use the Stockfish to know, like, when someone's been, like, using an engine or something. He's kind of doing a service for the site in a way, helping to detect cheaters or whatever. So he's, like, limited. But why should it matter if it's your game or someone else's game? It's absurd. The most arbitrary concept ever. You can only analyze this many games if you're analyzing other games. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, I understand they only have so much hosting or whatever. Rook A1 to B1, Rook H to B1, it doesn't matter. Welcome back, WJ. So his queen is trapped. cutting off the retreat. Unless he sacks a piece here. Greed. King E2. Oh, he likes the bomb cloud, right? Bomb cloud inventor. You have a check on E5. It's irrelevant. Neither side wanted to castle. I like delaying castling. I think it's one of the best ways you can create imbalance in chess games. One of the best ways to play for a win is by not committing castle your king on the same side as the opponent. There's only a limited amount of things you can do to imbalance a chess game. Smoking was my life. Smoking what is the question. Someone on sound, I always thought you were the evil king of king safety. Well, yeah, I mean, it is the #1 way to win a game. But if your attack lands first, then that's not a factor. I do like to exploit people for committing to castle too early, and I like to play an early H5 in the Sicilian. I like to leave my king in the center in the Sicilian. I didn't want to commit to castling in this game. Rook HB1. Well, C5 was Acerbate's queen trap move. He's always doing that. Yeah, this is pretty good. HB1. HBO. HBO Originals. This doesn't really matter, does it? I'm going to sack my rook on B7. That's the base of the pawn chain. Focus on destroying the base of the pawn chain. He has, he has queen A6. Oh man. Unhappy. Rook takes B7, queen A6 is pretty embarrassing. That is embarrassing. So we'll just have to win in a more mundane way. I could do the other rook takes B7. Yeah, I mean black got in trouble. Alright everybody, I've got about 40 minutes. We're going to take a few of these challenges. Parahumanoid. 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 You said you donated $5. I'll take you at your word. Parahumanoid donated $5 to skip the line. I can be corrupted to a certain degree. Within reason. Only for small things, though. I would never, like, sell a game or something like that. I know a lot of instances of that happening. Now, oddly, in that subject I mentioned before in my stream, no one has ever offered to sell me a tournament game. I never had that happen. Even though I've been in a situation where wow. No, I was unsuspecting here. I saw your rating is 1396. But you're 1396 in Blitz, 1385 in Bullet, 1821 in Rapid. That's a little concerning. You know, when I see it's 1300, I don't expect them to play like a master again. This is kind of a scary counterattack for black here. Yeah, Schieberspieler's hosting a Blitz tournament, everybody. Do you have a link for that, Schieberspieler? I'm going to raid his stream after this. We're always focusing on that c6 pawn. But he's like 1400. He's played very psycho-aggressive chess here. But if you're 1400, 1800 in Rapid, you're playing too fast. Whoa. He's used 12 seconds for the whole game. I guess Queen F3 wasn't the best idea. Am I lost yet? I think I'm lost. So you're 1300. Should I just resign now, guys? I think I've been trolled. I didn't realize I was playing 2300 player. Yeah, alright. Embarrassing, but it happens. You get trolled. I'm gonna assume. I'm assuming my last opponent didn't really donate to the stream. That'd be kind of a strange thing to do. All right, sad. Sab. Hey, Princess Chess, what's up? You got a computer for me? Looks like we've had at least one, maybe two today. Alright, this guy's not here. I'm gonna give him 30 seconds. If you're 1300 and you play like a master, chances are you're an engine. Congratulations. Thanks for following. Alright, this player's gone. No, he's here. Give me a heads up if you're using an engine, okay, when the game starts or before the game starts. Don't just spring it on me with your 1300 rating. Maybe it's not an engine, maybe it's his friend who's 2200. But when someone starts a game and their rating is 1300, I'm not, anticipating playing a master strength player. So please let me know, you're not really 1300. Either your friend is playing or you're playing with an engine. Appreciate it. When I see someone 1300, I'm not expecting, them to play like a grandmaster. I have to prepare myself for that. Okay, black's playing a little too loosely here. Too many pawn moves. Yeah, someone else sound feels more like not an engine, but a strong player. 2100 human, something like that. But anyway, it's not right, I'm playing an opponent who's rated 1300. I'm not expecting anything. I'm expecting to play like an instructive game where they're a huge underdog, and then I'm like lost in just a couple moves. Clearly something's not okay. Their friends playing on the account who's 1,000 rating points stronger than them or something. It's just bogus. Wait, I'm +4 in that game? A few moves from the end? Would I have some sort of crazy computer-like move? +4? How could I be +4? And we're barely out of the opening. And my king, his king wasn't that exposed. Smart cheaters. Someone on sound. Nobody wants to get their account banned by using an engine move every move. There's an art to cheating. There have been cases where masters have been banned for cheating. Really, Kakatiri? You're kidding. You're kidding. I never would have imagined it. Wow, unbelievable. In most cases, it involves playing for money in tournaments. But I know one guy who was so arrogant that he cheated as a GM just for his ego. No, I'm not going to play people who are totally abusing their ratings or, 2,200 players with 1,300 ratings. I don't need the proof that it's an engine not to play them anymore. That's against the site's terms of service as well. You're supposed to be like one person on an account, unless specifically, like for a streamer or some special reason. Igor Rassis, he wasn't an engine when I played him. Yeah, he should get a lifetime ban. Frickin' Feller, he was the worst. At least they did it for money, if that makes it any better. Winning prizes and whatnot. Silly China. Now, if somebody like Silly China, who's 2,200, has an established account, this player crushes me, no problem. I lose to 2,200s all the time. But I'm not going to get crushed by 1,300s and take it lying down, If this guy played the same game that other player who was supposed to be 1,500 in Bullet played, I would completely accept it. But it's just... The problem is that people are really not very smart. They don't understand that 1,300s can't beat Masters. It doesn't happen. You have to be a certain level. If he was good enough to beat me that easily, he would easily be 2,000 on the site. Alright, mainline Grunfeld, Fianchetto variation. The problem is when you're streaming, then a lot of people try to target you. Oh, look, I beat a master. And he shows his friends. But Kieran, it's cool. You'll get better. You'd only cheat yourself of improving. Yeah, those are wide words. Those are wide words. In Blitz, you can't have 0 inaccuracies even if you're a GM. Yes, you can, of course. Surlix. I would say like 1 in 10 of my games, 1 in 20 of my games, maybe I'm exaggerating with 1 in 10. 1 in 20 of my games is probably like 0 inaccuracies. It happens. And certain positions lend themselves to that happening more. If it's less complicated, if a whole bunch of pieces get exchanged early, there are certain positions where it's possible. Even, 1500s occasionally have games like that. But I'm like always suspect when it's like the first time I've played somebody. They're 1500 and they play an almost perfect game against me. The chances of that happening are like 1 in 100 that they happen to play their greatest game exactly the first time they play me on my stream. Yeah, if you look at Schieberspieler's style, he's gonna have a lot less. It has to do with style and the types of positions you play too. Certain positions lend themselves to less tactics. If you play the King's Gambit, you're gonna have a really high cent-upon loss. You can't just condemn someone because they played one game with low cent-upon loss. I'm interested in people's ratings and I see inconsistencies. For example, they're 1,300 in Bullet, but they're 2,200 in Rapid. Okay, that's cheater. Automatically, pretty much. If you're good enough to be 2,200 in Rapid, or Blitz or whatever, if you're good enough to be 2,200 in Blitz, there's no way you're 1,300 in Bullet. It's just not possible, unless you're like a double amputee or something, and you're entering the moves with your mouth. There's no way that you're not at least, 1,900 in Blitz. So Schieberspieler's tournament starting in 50 minutes, guys. Check out the stream after this. What should a 1,600 do to become a 2,200? You need to seriously play, analyze your own games, study openings. I think openings are a little overrated, but still important. I have a similar game. Queen d2 is kind of unusual, I guess, for white. I had almost the same exact game against this strong Blitz player. He ended up with a weak pawn on e4. One of those Sunday streamer battles. He ended up with a weak pawn on e4. This wasn't the exact position, though. Yeah, this is now very similar to my game with this kid, but what about if you recapture? You know, you capture on e5 here. Then I take back with the pawn. You're still going to have some issues with the e4 pawn. Rook takes c6. Not an exciting position. See, this kind of line, you're not going to ever have a high center pawn loss. It's not the King's Gambit. It's very dry. You started chess 6 months back, and you improved from 800 to 1600. That's excellent. Blitz chess is not tournament chess, though. I recommend playing longer games. It's like working out or something. I mean, the more time you put into it, playing longer games, you're exercising your mental muscles more. Bullet is like addictive. Blitz is addictive, but the longer games are going to help you think deeper and improve more. Think deeper and use correct grammar. So the only question here is the structure for black. Are his pawns more vulnerable than mine? It's been an interesting stream. It's usually the 1400s that are the strongest, though, I found here. So maybe, you know, has anyone else noticed that? It seems like the 1400s are oftentimes stronger than the 2200s. It's a concept that seems to crop up in my games rather often. Is that just me, or do you guys experience that as well? This gains him time, and he's got time to pile up in my d4 pawn. It's really the 1500s, 13 to 1500. That's the range that gives me the most trouble. I've been crushed by a couple today. You know, I've never played anyone. So let's talk about it, put it in perspective. I've never played like a tournament game against anyone rated below like 2000 in the last like 15 years in a tournament game. I don't even play people below 2000. Maybe there was one 1900. Okay, the whole dynamic of the chess world is changing with lockdown and online chess evolving. But I feel much safer against this 2207 than I do against the average 1500. probably he'll get a draw here, but at least he's not blowing me away like a couple people already did. But I think that, you know, stronger players like this player take chess seriously. If you're good enough to be 2200, hopefully, you know, you'd never cheat. You have too much pride in your game. It's the people that don't have pride in their games that are cheating. That's why I'm disgusted by grandmasters who cheat. I mean, how could you love chess that much to put in the time to become a grandmaster and then cheat? It's inconceivable. Like, it's unbelievable. I guess they became embittered at some point. Maybe someone cheated against them and they thought they would get revenge or something. Is that the point? What made Igor Rousis just one day decide to start cheating in the bathroom with his mobile phone when he had been a normal player up until that point? Was he tired of other people cheating, so he decided to start doing it himself? Because I can't comprehend that, you know, spending your life on chess, and then one day I'm going to start cheating too. Right. Lance Armstrong. Yeah, I mean, doping in sports is a matter of staying ahead, right? If all the other guys are doing it, we've got to do it too. You got to keep up with the Joneses, in other words. Right, right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He sees like everyone else is doing it. Shit, I've got to do it too. Just to keep up. Of course, that isn't really the case in chess, although it could get to that point. I'm not sure I want to see what chess is going to be like in the 23rd century. Cyber chessborgs. Yeah. This is a draw. I was a little bit better, but when he damages my pawn structure on the king side with bishop takes e3, I'm not able to win even a pawn up there. Pretty standard. game. I guess I can play the rooking game a little bit better, but maybe it's a draw of the way. I need to get more of an advantage earlier if I'm going to try to win that. Yeah, you had another way to defend. You could also put your rook on A1. More than one way to defend that. Assisted schizophreniacs. Even if my pawn structure was healthy on the king side, it's probably not easy to win. Although you're not happy about that weakness on G6. Yeah, it's anyway. It was a decent game. I guess kind of typical for that line. It's safe variation for white. The queen d2 doesn't seem right, what I did there. I played it in a previous game, as I said. I looked at it at the previous game in the opening explorer, and the idea of playing queen to d2, bishop f4, queen to d2 doesn't really exist in theory. I don't play that stuff much anymore. I used to play the fianchetto a lot when I was younger. Your skis is schizophrenic? What? That's why you're at work in a 55 hour shift? You mean you have to pay for her treatment and stuff? You mean you're working to pay for her treatment? Working, that's why you work so much? 55 hours a week? More than 55 hours a week, 55 hour shift, whatever that is. Oh man. Wow. It's not easy. So what am I supposed to do here? F4. F4, knight g4. Weird. I'm not sure about this. Yeah, WJ Luff is one of the good guys. No, I totally understand. Gotta take care of your family. H6. Now I'm going here. Definitely credit to you, man. I don't work close to the amount you work, and I'm exhausted. I can't imagine what it's like. Of course, you're younger than me. At 39. G5. I want to play F4 so bad, but he has good control over G4. Wow. So I guess I should be trying to play it in a different way. Maybe have G3, Rook AE1. I can't play that. I have my A pawns here. Oh, very good play by black. Damn, man. Yeah, I mean, I guess the King's Indian is better winning chances. Dongers. I mean, you know, it's just that at some point you get tired of giving your opponent a space advantage every game. The Grunfeld seems more reliable to me, and I guess to most players. Ideally, a mix of both, I think, is only to benefit, you know, to your benefit. I think ideally, truly, you would play the Benoni, the King's Indian, and the Grunfeld. I mean, technically, you have to play the Benoni to play the King's Indian. But if you combine all three, you know, like Ilya Smirin or somebody who's really good at King's Indian and Grunfeld. Just trying to think of people who are really good at both. Kasparov, of course, is the... Hikaru used to play the King's Indian. I'm not sure if he played the Grunfeld as well. But I think it gives you a very dangerous... professional Monopoly, Grandmaster Ani. I just do chess for fun. I used to play poker, but I gave it up for Monopoly. Yeah, WJ Lift, that's an insane story. I mean, it's like everyone in the whole picture has some kind of horrible luck. And and we all have to be thankful for what we've got. I mean, I always joke that I have bad luck. You know, but in truth that's not really true, you know. Other people have so much worse. Call it what you want. Wow. Black's play here is master level. Here we have the rating discussion again, though. You know, I don't understand how Kakatiri is 1700. He's too good to be 1700. Yeah, I was telling the story how my friend Elon Schwartz quit playing chess, and then like a few years later, he almost won the World Series of Poker. He literally said, "I'm quitting chess because it's making me broke," you know. I can't do it anymore, like being a chess hustler. Black's play here is on a very high level. It seems like I've been able to maintain the balance here, but I felt like I was on the verge of losing control of this position. Maybe I am still. No, I mean, I oftentimes like would complain about how unlucky I am, but it's all relative. We have to be thankful for the luck we do have. I mean, I'm not going to get into a philosophical argument about what does luck mean, you know. But it does feel that way, that a lot of stuff is almost determined by random chance or karma. Queen d7. So he's getting his pawn back? He's going to have to give up his dark square bishop to do it. Playing the engine users so often? Well, I try to avoid them as soon as I smell them. You know, I used to play computers. This is going back 18 years ago. I think I quit more than 15 years ago. Playing training games against engines. But the problem with playing engines is that it messes with your style. See, why? As soon as I start thinking that someone is a computer, I start to play like it's hopeless, you know? I have no confidence. You can't play a game where you don't believe you can win. I mean, you're not going to have any hope of being a good competitor. I need to believe that there's a chance I can win. If I start thinking I'm playing a computer, I'm gone psychologically. And the engines were messing with my not only my confidence, but changing my style. So it's not really good to play computers. It will make you play passively and afraid. The Cockatieri is playing master level chess at 1700 Blitz. Perfect endgame technique. And he's able to make instantaneous moves. I mean, how are you 1400 in Bullet and 1700 in Blitz if you can play master level? It's no wonder, you know, people will be suspicious of him. I'm barely able to... Maybe I can beat him here. I'm not even sure. Maybe I'm lost now. And he can instantaneously make the moves. I have to get back. I'm lucky if I can stop the pawn. There's no explanation for your rating, you know? I mean, seriously? You're a master? How would you be 1400 in Bullet? Like, this is ridiculous, dude. I mean, everybody I play, 1400, 1500, 1600, 1700, they're all like masters. This is like the 4th game today. I played against somebody who's master strength, and they're under 1800. It gets a little old after a while, you know? Anyway, guys, I'm going to play one more quick game. Last one. Plus 40 reports on that guy. What is that, Serix? Serix kind of reports. Yeah, I mean, anybody with inconsistent ratings. No. I think that you need to analyze games very seriously before you go to the step of like reporting someone. Even the guys I was 100% sure about, I need to take a serious look before I do that. I don't want to just speculative report people. But I will when I have time sometimes. Because if you don't report people that you find suspicious, you know, I think that you're doing a disservice. Donger's 1900 bullet if you're on a trackpad is good, I guess. I don't have any bullet games. I don't play bullet. I guess I would be 2200 or something. I don't report anybody unless I'm 100% sure they're cheating. And a lot of people have fooled me. Even the subscribers, there's been subscribers on my stream who have fooled me for a fairly long period of time into thinking they were legit. There were people who I was surprised got banned who I didn't think were cheating that were cheating. So you never know. But my main method is just noticing inconsistencies in people's ratings. So this is a famous line. Someone on sound, you're playing the Leningrad Dutch? Man, I've played this position a lot, actually. You don't know the theory. 94 is bad. I can't remember the theory. Bishop G5. Now, I would think someone on sound was a cheater. He's got a good score against me. We made him a VIP instead. This is bad for black. But I don't know if it's because of knight G5 or knight D4. Yeah, I mean, this is main line, Leningrad, and he's not supposed to play knight E4. A good friend of mine was an expert on the black side of the C6 line. We had a lot of games in this. I remember I had a novelty here, Queen A4 I played, but that's crap. But B3 is the main move. Is it knight D4 or knight G5? Knight G5 makes more sense. Doesn't it? I gotta go, guys. It's really late. Thanks ever for watching. I still think you play like a master, Kakatiri. That is, maybe at the end you had a drawing position and lost it. So that 40, 46, 41 CPL is going to drop down very dramatically if you played well after King D5 the last like 15 moves of the ending was where you really misplayed it. Other than that, it was a great game by Black. I'm not exaggerating. Like, you played master level except for the blundering the drawn endgame. I'm certain that I'm not winning that endgame. I think after King D5, Black is fine. But you were playing for super fast time advantage or something. Bishop F5. Is my knight trapped? Wait, what am I doing? Are you gonna take the exchange? Someone on sound can even play unsound lines that lose and make them work. No, I mean he's 2000. Do I have bishop d5 check? Can I play knight e6? This is like the game I lost to. Are you and I think someone on sound and Scared Knight are the same person? It's like the second game I played today. They play the same opening, the Fajarowitz, and then they force me to make exchange sacrifices that don't quite work. Oh man. It reminds me of the Curious game that Princess shared yesterday. Guys, I gotta go, so I'm not gonna be able to take the last challenges. H5. There's nothing here. He had a better move. I thought he had H6. H5, H6. Which he missed. What? Knight f7? Is that like the Red Hot Chili Peppers acerbate or what? Chess is Magic. Their new album. Knight takes h7. This is just ridiculous, man. You can make the most dubious continuation in Leningrad look good. Oh my god. So it's over. Are you serious? This is what I needed today. Yeah, another game. Another master. I guess the goal is to just like troll me and make me look like an idiot every game. So it's kind of irritating, you know. This is considered a mistake, but he plays it anyway on purpose. So knight g5 is wrong, according to the engine. Yeah, I don't have time here. He's got too much time advantage. Too fast for me. That's the engine's #1 defense. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to 20, 30 seconds here. Black still. Alright guys, I gotta go. Anyway, everybody's a master. We'll see you later. Thanks guys for playing. We'll see you on Sunday with I could have played this on with bishop d4, but it's probably lost. Saris, we don't need you to report anybody, especially not like the VIPs to the stream. So please don't report someone on sound for being a computer. He's one of our stream VIPs. It would be nice if you didn't do that, just randomly accusing people. But it's been a rough day. I mean, everybody has played really, really well against me. And at a point, it gets a little overwhelming. You know, where everyone beats me on my own stream. The level is unbelievable. I think it would be different if there wasn't an increment. Alright, we're gonna rate Schieberspieler. I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.